So there, we are already done addressing our last goal for this discussion, which is for you to be able to explain the importance of physical testing and the different methods to conduct it. So as a closing remark about our discussion, which is all about project inception, as evidence by the preceding discussion, there are many factors of which the bridge engineer must be cognizant before he or she ever leaves a pencil in anger at a design pad. If bridge engineering teaches us anything as civil engineers, it should serve to illustrate the dangers of excessive specialization. While there are solid arguments for professionals to seek a vertical arena of expertise, there are many compelling reasons for engineers in general and bridge engineers to be well versed in all aspects of the engineering design and management processes. So, as we have seen on this particular discussion, all about project inception, we have seen that there are many things that we have to know first before we can commence the design and construction of a particular highway or bridge project. So, we have seen there that there are many things that are not actually within the scope of our expertise that we still have to know first for us to be able to properly design and construct a highway or bridge project. Therefore, we must be well versed in all aspects of the engineering design and management processes so that we can provide a proper design of highway or bridge projects. Because if we will just limit ourselves on the knowledge of our expertise, there is an impending danger of excessive specialization. There is a danger of limiting yourself to some particular aspect of engineering. So we have to avoid excessive specialization. We have to avoid limiting our knowledge on what we are doing only. So we must not limit our knowledge on our work itself only, but we must extend our knowledge as well on those works that are not within the scope of our profession. So we must be well versed in all aspects of the engineering design as we have seen on this discussion so that we can properly design and construct a highway or bridge project. The project inception phase is, for lack of a better term, an information gathering period. At the end of this phase, the design team should have most, if not all, of the information such as-built plans and other record data necessary to create a sound and professional design of the new or rehabilitated structure. In addition, they should understand the owner's wishes and desires and how they impact the eventual design. So as you have seen on this discussion, the project inception phase is actually an information gathering period wherein we are gathering several information that will help us to provide a sound and professional professional design of the new or rehabilitated structure. So this information can come in many forms, such as the as-built plans. So when we say as-built plans, these are actually the plans of a particular project that are based on what are actually constructed in the site. So this is different on the plans that are used as the basis of the construction of a particular project. As-built plans usually reflect the actual uh, construction, the actual members that are constructed on the site. So most of the time as-built plans are different from the plans that are used as a basis on the construction because again as-built plans reflect the actual construction of the project, meaning it reflects the things that you are seeing on the actual construction site. So the things that are actually constructed are just put on a plan, and that plan is what we call the as-built plan. A plan that reflects what is actually constructed on the site. So that is what an as-built plans uh, reflects or reflect. And then we can also have a record data. We can also gather a record data on project inception phase, which is a record of the history of a particular bridge structure. Like, for example, a record of the different maintenance operations that was conducted on that particular bridge, that can aid or help us in the design of the rehabilitation of that particular structure. So usually we need this record data, the history of the particular structure, to aid us in the design of the rehabilitation of that particular structure. So in general, again, the project inception phase uh, helps us, the bridge engineers, the designers, to have a better understanding of gonna what we are gonna do, or what we are about to design and construct. So this phase gives us a lot of information that will assist and help us to provide a sound and professional design of the new, or a rehabilitation of a particular structure. So just to summarize what we have discussed on this discussion, for this discussion we have learned principal the five principal categories of fund source, which are user fees, non-user fees, special benefit fees, private financing, and debt financing. So these are the usual sources of fund to provide the needs for a particular transportation project. So the fund can come in the form of a user fee, or non-user fee, or special benefit fee, or a private financing, or a debt financing. In this discussion, we also learned the different types of design standards that we usually refer to whenever we design or construct a bridge or highway project. So these design standards are usually the general specifications and the material related design codes. So we usually refer to these design standards as our guide, not as a limitation, but as our guide for our design process. Another thing that we have learned in this discussion is the importance of site inspection. So we have learned that we conduct site inspection for the construction of a new bridge structure, to observe and determine the present condition of an existing bridge and site, and to fulfill standard requirements such as from National Bridge Inspection Standards, or NBIS, and for the rehabilitation or replacement of a structure from an existing bridge and site. So we have learned that these are some of the reasons why we conduct site inspection, to have an information about uh, the things that we have to know for the construction of a new bridge structure, and to assess the present condition of an existing bridge, and as well as to know which particular component of a bridge that needs to be rehabilitated or to be replaced. Another thing that we have learned on this discussion is the importance of site survey. So why do we need to conduct site survey? We usually conduct site survey to create a model of topographic features, to create a model of planimetric features, and to create a model of structural features. Or in general, we conduct site survey to have a model of the actual site where we are planning to construct our bridge, so that we can have a visualization of the actual site where we are planning build our structure. So that's the reason why we conduct site survey to have actual measurements or to have an actual visualization or a model of the actual site where the project will be built. Lastly, we have learned the importance of physical testing before commencing a design or construction, as well as to know the present condition of an existing bridge component. So we conduct physical testing to supply needed information concerning the adequacy of materials used in the construction of the bridge. So that's the main purpose of physical testing, to have a knowledge on the present condition of a material used in the construction of the bridge, to have an information concerning its adequacy. So there are different methods of physical testing that we have studied on this discussion, which are coring, delamination testing, testing for cover, measuring steel thickness, and lastly, detecting fatigue cracks. So these are the common physical testing that we usually conduct to have an idea on the adequacy of the materials used in the construction of a bridge. So that's all for this discussion. Thank you for listening. For questions, clarifications, and any other concern, please do not hesitate to contact me via inbox in your Canvas, or you can message me via Messenger. Just search my name, Adams Royce Nuevo Junicio, or you can email me at my email at arjunicio.ce@tip.edu.ph. So that's all for this meeting. Thank you for listening.